Covering topics of the day, from politics to pop culture. This is Soapbox Talk on Channel 104.
Hello, welcome to today's Soapbox Talk. Brought to you by the meteorologists of Cincinnati, and Robin is here, Taylor is here, and so Robin lives a little bit north of she lives in Dayton, Ohio, which is about 40 miles from Cincinnati, depending on where you're coming from, and they always get a lot of snow up there for some reason. It's like Mother Nature must hate us or something, because she never, I'm telling you, I could frickin' make a spin wheel and predict the forecast better than these bozos at our local stations can do.
It's still going to be pretty bad, so I wouldn't say they're all wrong, because it's going to be really, especially tonight when it freezes.
Yeah, well, they're talking about this.
And remember when the roads freeze and everybody forgets how to drive?
Right. Well, the concern with all of this, and Robin, here's a new phrase for you. Are you ready? Yes. The new phrase is flash freeze. And Robin, do not do that. A person can do this on their own. Do this flash freeze thing. Don't do that to Mark, okay?
Well, if I flashed anybody this kind of weather, things would be falling off of my body that I probably don't want to fall off.
Oh no! I didn't have the Robinator ready, but anyway, yeah, I would be worried about that too, Robin. So
now I gotta try it.
This is a soapbox, so I really don't.
You really don't what?
I really don't think the Robinator counts on the soapbox, because we can talk about anything.
Wait a second. The Robinator counts on freaking anything and everything that I can find. What are you talking about, dude? Huh? Really? You don't think it's appropriate to play the Robinator, right? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Play it once, just to get it out of the way.
Why would I possibly even want to do that? Huh? Why?
We here at the new Buzz 101 would like to apologize for the previous statement. Please disregard the big show member who made that statement. And as always, thank you for listening. Now back to regular program. Now to ensure all our listeners got this message, here it is backwards.
By the way, everybody was telling me at the New Year's Eve party the other night that they love the Robinator. They love the Robinator.
I just want to let all our listeners know, this isn't only the soapbox. This is also a very special celebrating the launch of our River 103 Facebook page. So.
Oh, yeah, and that should be up here later on today. At least we're praying for that. And poor Robin. Hey, what has been up with you, girlfriend? Did I just call her girlfriend? What's up, Robin?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. They tell me I go to the doctor. I gotta go.
You should have been Alicia.
Somebody wants to poke me, jab me, take shit from me.
Beep, beep.
And it's not fun stuff.
No, I know, and that sucks. I just wish you would get better, because we love you, and you make the show, man. You help make the show.
Well, then I have to tell you this. I thought of you last night. There was a church that's closed here. Precious Blood Church.
It's called the Precious Blood Church?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're vampires. I move up here, they take my blood. I think they're just taking it to that blood church.
Now they're vampires in Dayton, Ohio, Taylor.
Oh, gosh.
You shouldn't have been hanging around with too many of those bats that got in your attic a couple years ago. Remember that?
No, I wasn't hanging. Remember, I was pushing kids out of the way and getting my ass out that door.
Yeah, she looked like Casper the Ghost. Hey, I did that to my ex-wife once, too. There were bats in the apartment, and all I had on were was a t-shirt and some underwear. I ran out in the hallway while she proceeded to beat the crap out of these bats.
Kind of like in the great outdoors when the bat gets in the cabin.
Yeah.
And then they go in with rain ponchos on and clothes baskets on their head.
So how was everybody's Christmas and New Year?
Fantastic.
You got to go home, down to Danville. You hung out with the Montgomerys and the Gentrys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and then what did, Robin, did you end up having fun?
Oh, we didn't do anything.
She spent all night under the mistletoe.
When she
what are
says,
you talking about, Rich?
when she says we didn't do anything, it means she
I
did.
never do anything New Year's Eve.
It means she really did do something. I'm just telling you. I just experience with Robin. So you behaved yourself, right?
Yeah, actually, at work, we stayed home. I mean.
Oh wow. So Taylor, how was yours? Did you have to work at UDIF?
What?
Did you have to work at UDIF?
I worked at UGS last night.
Yeah.
You don't split me up.
Oh my
Did
goodness.
you have to work New Year's
who
Eve?
is that in the background?
It's Dad.
Oh my goodness. Dr. Philip, that might be just saying. Anyway,
It's his alter ego.
It's his alter ego, yes. So, Robin, do you have any alter egos?
I got plenty of them. They kind of show their face once in a while.
Yeah. If you've ever listened to the Big Show, you are well aware of this. But anyway, so guess what I did? I decided I was going to take the party on the road. So a friend of mine had invited me to their house party, and so I just took the station's the radio stuff and hooked it up and everything. Well, Julie Legs had got this really nice new microphone for me for Christmas, and somehow I guess microphone. What's it?
Okay.
Don't ask what it's called. Don't ask. What's that?
That's Wanda.
You guys already have me going this morning, but I had a great time. But there was one little problem. When we went to do the countdown, I didn't turn the mic on.
No!
Yes!
Well, they heard me.
I was so mad. People were like hugging and kissing and grabbing you. I was like, "Oh, this was," and screamed real loud so they could hear it. And then I didn't get the countdown. So go figure. That's just my luck. That's
Yeah.
That's how it rolls. Anyway, we're gonna take a break here in just a second. Coming up on today's show, if you live anywhere in the Midwest and if you're not freezing to death right now, in the next few hours you probably will. We're going to talk about the playoffs weather and our crazy local meteorologist here in Cincinnati.
On the Soapbox Day pregame edition.
Yes. And by the way, Robin, have you been keeping up with the game so far?
Yeah, the game hasn't even started yet,
No.
dumbass. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about yesterday's games, ding dong.
What game?
Football games, the division, the playoffs, the wild card week. 2 games yesterday, I think 2 today.
Yeah, and I can't remember.
And I'm the and then I'm the dumbass. What was that,
They didn't
Robin?
call you a dumbass.
Taylor just called me a dumbass.
Oh.
Don't make me go
Well, I
postal, huh? Anyway, and then there's this case of this little girl who had a tonsillectomy, and she ended up dying.
Very sad story.
Well, she didn't die. She actually didn't die, but her family has decided to keep her on life support. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Robin has a little bit of expertise in this area. She has her daughter Heather had cancer when she was younger, so we're going to talk about that. And then I went to use my credit card from Chase a couple days ago, and guess what? They would not let me use.
Somebody overcharged your card on Hustler Hollywood's website.
No, that's not
You
what
had to
happened.
rat me out, didn't you, Taylor?
What, Robin?
You had to rat me out.
So she must have drove down here from Dayton, snuck into my room in the middle of the night, and grabbed my credit card. No, actually, because anybody that shopped at Target.
Actually, Sneed took it to her.
Yep, got there in that duct tape plane, took it right up there to you. I did. You should have seen me. You all should have seen me. Did you all hear I found Sweener? And I hung out with him.
Yeah, found Sweener and her crazy family.
Yeah, that was the other night. I'm going to bring him back and I'm going to give him a new home.
No.
It's called 101 Bunker Lane. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have me those teriyaki food left?
And I'm going to disguise them in camo. Huh?
Teriyaki left?
I'm sorry, I don't speak whatever you speak.
English?
Hello?
Okay, I guess that's
Sorry, don't speak that language. Bah. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the malware attacks target Snapchat and the latest breach happening today to Yahoo. And then it would not be a week without Rob Ford and some more conversation about Phil Robertson. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. It is the Sunday Soapbox channel on the My City Info channel 104. Did I get that right, Taylor?
What?
Did I get that right? My City Info
I couldn't hear you. I was
channel 104.
talking to my dad.
Of course. No, I was talking about My City Info. That's the new name of our Soapbox Talk page. So
yes, and it'll also be with hopefully eventually what we can do is we can have regular newscasts throughout the day.
Yeah, for select markets. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we're working on that. Robin is here for the show. Glad to have her back. Taylor is here. It's a no-holds-barred Soapbox Talk Show on the all-new My City Info, Channel 104. Man, I can't believe I got that right. Can you believe I got that right?
GMV Cincinnati, a Gizmo media station. We've been planning, and you've been waiting. It's time for a brand new radio station, custom designed with two in mind. Finally, a radio station she and he can agree on. True music variety that sounds just like this.
Only wanna be with you.
Finally, the wait is over. This is the new River 103, true music variety of soft rock and roll favorites both of you can agree on. Turn it up. This is the new River 103.
We're the station playing everything that makes you move.
From yesterday's throwback to today's jam. This is the all-new Jams 102 WBLZ. Covering topics of the day, from politics to pop culture, this is Soapbox Talk on Channel 104.
And we are back. Sunday, that means it must be the Soapbox Show. I'm Uncle Rich. Caden is sitting here.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, Caden? And so we got a couple of fun topics to speak about. First of all, let's talk about the incompetence. Hold on, I gotta plug you guys in. I gotta make a Wanda and plug you guys in. Okay, hold on. Did you hear that, Robin? Hello? Are you there? Ding, 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 ding. Are you there? Earth to Taylor and Robin. Are you there?
Yes.
Robin? Robin? Ah, well. Sadly, we must have lost Robin again. Anyway, it happens all the time. Maybe she'll call back here in just a second. She might be on the line, too. Hello, are you there? Robin? Anyway, it's Rich, Robin, and Taylor. It is the Sunday edition of the Soapbox. And Caden is here, too, today. And first off, we want to Taylor, are you there? Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay. I can't find Robin again. So, but anyway, so the past couple of days we've been hearing about this incredibly bad snowstorm that is supposed to hit us, and it was supposed to hit last night, or actually this morning, about 5 a.m. And they were saying that we could get up to 8 to 12 inches of snow, which for this area would pretty much shut down the city. And then it's supposed to be, the temperatures are supposed to drop like 40 degrees within an hour. And they're worried about it creating this phenomenon called a flash freeze. So yesterday I thought I would go and I would look.
Which could just be something out of a movie.
Well, you know what? Some people said they were a myth, but then I actually looked on the National Weather Service page, and they said it was not a myth, that it was, in fact, a very good probability that we'll have that. So basically everything that's wet out there, with all the rain we're supposed to get today, because the rain, or the snow turned into rain, believe it or not. So everything that is out there basically is going to just freeze to ice, is what it's going to do.
Yeah.
The boys are loving it.
School tomorrow. Woo-hoo!
They're already throwing a party. At least, I'm not, though. Uncle Rich needs a break. just joking, everybody. Anyway, so the weather has been crazy, and then today the San Diego Chargers are coming into town, and the last time they came into Cincinnati,
it was this cold.
Well, I shouldn't say last time I came in for a playoff game. No, it was much colder than this. It's like 35 out now, even though temperature's supposed to plummet.
It was negative 40-something.
It was negative. Wind chill factor was negative 40-something. I think the raw air temperature was negative 15. And without any old man jokes, I was alive and around when that happened. And it was something but then we clobbered them because, let's face it, people who are from San Diego probably wouldn't take our weather here very well because it's cold in the wintertime. And sometimes we can get a lot of snow. So everybody was hoping this cold front would push through and we'd have freezerable part due. But in a sense, it kind of is that anyway, because with the wind blowing out there, it feels like it's about 10, 20 degrees. So it's a little bit warmer than it was back then. But so
it's cold out there.
Caden, who do you think is going to win? Who are you pulling? Obviously, you're pulling for the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Taylor, who are you? Let's see if he even has a clue. Who are you playing? I mean, who do you want to win today? Hello.
Anyway,
he's probably like, that's the dumbest question ever, Rich. So
I'm looking online right now to see. I'm on Wikipedia trying to see if there's really flash freezing.
Yeah, there is. The weather.
It says it refers to a process in various industries whereby objects are quickly frozen by subjecting them to cryogenic temperatures.
No.
Or in direct contact with liquid nitrogen at negative 320.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 196 degrees Celsius.
Hey, Dingbat. Listen, I looked it up because the National Weather Service included it in there for what you're talking about is something completely different, okay? The National Weather Service, they were talking about it yesterday because they had a press conference, and I looked at the notes from it, and they had talked about this flash freezing thing, and the Weather Service brought up that it's a high probability. So you're talking about flash freezing things that are objects. This is, this flash freeze is where a temperature drops 40, 50 degrees in 1 hour, and causes everything that's wet just to freeze. But it does exist because somebody had told me it was a myth, and me being who I am.
Well, according to this, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Why? What are they saying?
It's the end of the world.
It says it's negative 320 degrees.
Where?
When you flash freeze something.
Wait. Hold on a second. What does it say?
It says, it refers to the process in various industries whereby objects are quickly frozen by subjecting them to cryogenic temperatures.
Yeah. But isn't that what Michael Jackson wanted?
So we're all going to turn into Austin Powers.
Isn't that what Michael Jackson wanted them to do with his body? Something like that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, he wanted to freeze his body forever in case they could ever bring him back. So
if they did bring him back, I'd love for this.
The next time you go shopping at Kroger, you may very well see Michael Jackson. He may be back for all you know. So we went to Kroger thinking we needed to really stock up.
And technically, we still might because it's supposed to get really.
You probably shouldn't go outside because it's supposed to get to like 10. I think with wind chill factors, I saw as low as 40 degree below zero weather. And I used to live in Minneapolis. I remember one time that I had to shovel snow in my front yard, and it was 60 degrees below zero, and it was so cold you could literally not feel anything. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of numbed your skin because,
Let me do that frostbite.
Is that what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I found out what's been wrong with me the whole time. Caden says I have frostbite.
Caleb has frostbite?
No, Caden said he thinks I have frostbite.
No, you don't have frostbite. You're just old.
Anyway, and the old jokes continue. Anyway, so the playoffs game here in Cincinnati today against San Diego could be rather icy and dicey. They say it's going to get bad maybe after the game, but there will probably be a lot of people out, hanging out at bars. It's just be very, very, very careful if you head out there. But no, the meteorologists were wrong once again, predicting 8 to 12 inches, and now they're calling for 1 to 2 with the flash freeze.
Richard, you're breaking up.
Houston, we have a problem.
Hello?
Houston, we have a problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, what is the problem?
I have no idea. Anyway, so it's kind of dicey, kind of shaky. It's going to be a rough couple of days around here, and I'm just praying
school will probably be out tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah, that I don't get all that because it's like Mother Nature has a conspiracy against me or something. Just saying. Because every Christmas, when the kids go back to school, I come in and do an immediate happy dance.
Are you saying this with Caden standing right next to you?
Yeah, he knows I'm joking. Look, when school starts every year, you know what I sing to him all day long?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. So I give him a hard time about it anyway. So, but yeah, it's going to be nasty, and I can't wait to see. Hopefully the Bengals will win. You know what I kind of have this certain policy about sports games. When you're real excited and you're almost convinced that they're going to win, that's when the Bengals always lose. So I'm being a skeptic.
Keep your mouth shut, Rich. Keep your mouth shut. Robin, you still there?
Look. No, she's not. We lost her.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, hold on. I don't know if I can bring her back up. I can try. Let me try to do that. Nope.
You can always try during the commercial break.
Yeah. Speaking of commercial break, it's time to go to one. We will be back. We're going to be talking about this young lady who is on life support, and to talk about the parents and the whole situation, so stay close. It is the Sunday Soapbox on My City Info 104. Stay close.
Welcome to the fresh new sound of today's Buzz Country. Jason Aldean.
Come on, baby, let's go listen to the man.
Eric Church.
All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
Jay Cohen.
She was the one that got away.
This is the next generation of today's Buzz Country. WGMV Cincinnati, a Gizmo media station. We've been planning, and you've been waiting. It's time for a brand new radio station, custom designed with 2 in mind. Finally, a radio station she and he can agree on. True music variety that sounds just like this.
Only wanna be with you. Tonight, we are young. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move ain't fair, you know.
Finally, the wait is over. This is the new River 103. True music variety of soft rock and roll favorites both of you can agree on. Turn it up. This is the new River 103. From back in the day to today, nobody plays more jams than the new WBLZ Jams 102. Covering topics of the day, from politics to pop culture, this is Soapbox Talk on Channel 104.
Yes, it is, and it is also the Sunday edition of the show. Every Sunday we do the Soapbox thing here on Channel 104, which is our My City Info desk, where we're going to be offering some news up and everything. So stay close. We got some exciting news about that coming up. In the meantime, I want to talk about this young lady. Many of you have heard.
Interesting story.
Well, it reminds me of the Terry Schiavo story, where the family wanted to take. Were you alive then?
Yeah, I was in 8th grade when that whole thing was going on. But the difference between this and the Terry Schiavo case, it was the family that wanted to take her husband. That wanted the feeding tube out, not the hospital.
Yeah, but I just meant in terms of somebody or some entity, attempting to get a person taken off life support. That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
But anyway, if anybody doesn't know, I guess it started a while back. A girl went in for a tonsillectomy.
It hasn't been that long. It's only been a few weeks, but still, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a while, but she went in for a tonsillectomy. She's 13 years old. Jahai McNath.
Yeah.
But the surgery seemed to go without any complications, but then all of a sudden she ended up getting sick and ended up slipping into a coma and eventually ended up brain dead.
Yeah.
And the parents,
she hemorrhaged.
And the doctors were saying they're wanting to take her off life support, but the parents and the family are saying they do not want her to.
Yeah. Boy, that's a hard call, from the parent standpoint.
And I'm looking here at the story highlights, and it says that the coroner has a death certificate stating that her date of death is December 12th. Now,
What? That's odd. Well, they say, I guess because she's brain dead, that they're just trying to say she's dead.
It's not, I don't think it is the hospital or the coroner or anybody to decide that she's dead until the parents decide to pull the plug.
Yeah. I mean, I can honestly tell you, and I was hoping Heather would be, or Robin would be on the show to talk about her daughter, Heather, but she had leukemia, and there were several times throughout that whole period of time when she could have lost her daughter, and she kept everything going, and her daughter's fine now, and it can happen. I mean, we've heard of it happening. Believe it or not, miracles really do happen. I mean, I've seen them, and so I mean, that would be such a so that would be a very difficult thing to do. The way that I set mine up is if I die, you can keep me on life support for a week, and if I don't start to come out of it, go ahead and pull the plug. So that's the nice thing about having a living will and spelling out what what your wishes are. But the hospital wants to take her off. Is this? I'm wondering, is this an insurance issue? What's the issue with the hospital? I don't get it. Like, why?
I just think it's because they're saying that there's no hope. They're basically just giving up on her.
Yeah, well, legally by law, they can't do that. They can try, but...
yeah, but it seems like that the hospital just doesn't want to worry about it. I mean, these parents are having a rough enough time already, but these people are basically telling them, you have to do this.
Right.
Is horrible.
Yeah. It is horrible, and
she's only 13. There's a difference between, being, a person in your 20s or 30s and this happens. But when you're 13 years old, this isn't something that your parents should have to go through, or that the doctor should make the decision about.
Yeah, well, that's why we have certain laws in certain places, but what kind of hospital is this? I thought I had heard that it was a Catholic hospital, but I'm not quite sure. Doesn't sound like it would be a Catholic hospital to me, but do they say?
It's at the Children's Hospital, Oakland.
Oh, okay. So it's out there in California.
Yeah, and they're trying to try and move her to another facility.
Right. But not everybody wants to take her, I guess, because of her state, because of her condition, actually. So that's...
And the family of Terry Schiavo, they've joined the battle.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. And she eventually...
And they are saying that a statement was released by the Terry Schiavo Life and Hope Network. Let me go ahead and read this.
Okay.
They issued a statement, and it says, together with our team of experts, Terry's network believes Jahai's case is representative of a very deep problem within the U.S. healthcare system, particularly those issues surrounding the deaths of patients within the confines of a hospital corporations which have a vested financial interest in discontinuing life.
Yeah. So, gosh, I just don't understand how people can be like that. I mean, I know from a medical standpoint that they might say there's nothing, but it's like they're pressuring the parents. And you got to give it to Terry Schiavo's family for standing up like that, I mean,
the reason that they might be, they could be saying, we could donate her organs, but it's not their decision to decide what the parents can do.
No, and it should never be. Hospitals should not be in the business of not helping patients or going along with the wishes of family members in regards to patients.
Yeah, a hospital is not an execution service.
No. And so I'm really surprised by their stance on this. It's just really, really sad. So how long has she been on life support now?
My guess is around when they issued the date of death, sometime the first week of December.
So, and she apparently hemorrhaged. That was the whole issue.
Yeah.
And because they said when she came out of surgery, she was just fine. She was talking and everything. And I had also read somewhere that she had actually told her sister that she didn't have a good. You talk about instinct. That she did not have a good feeling about it, and that she was scared. And she's just an 8-year-old little girl. I think. What's her age? 8?
13.
Oh, 13. Well, I'm way off there. But yeah, she was frightened to have the surgery. She felt like something, I mean, when a 13-year-old has that kind of insight,
a tonsillectomy is a very risky surgery. I mean, it's not as risky as it was, maybe like 20, 30 years ago, but it's still pretty risky.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, that's, I had mine out as an adult, and they say it's even harder as an adult to have them taken out. But I just can't understand the position of, you would think that they would just try to just say whatever your wishes are whenever you're ready and be compassionate about it. Instead of, they've taken them to court. I mean, this is literally now a court case. The hospital is battling the family and the family is that's sad. I mean, honestly, like, who does that? I don't get it. It's just, to me, it's deplorable, and shame on that hospital for trying to force, I mean, there, I'm sure that, there are ways of letting people know, look, she's not going to make it. We doubt that she's going to make it.
They have to pull the plug.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I can't imagine that a court would rule in favor of this hospital. Yeah,
if they do, there will be a lot of outrage.
To me, it feels like it may, I don't know if it stems from money, but it seems like to keep a person on life support would be rather pricey. And I don't know, we talk about Obamacare all the time and its glitches and why people don't like it and why people do like it. But
it seems like that the people just don't want to waste their time with it at the hospital.
Yeah, it sounds to me like this is an insurance issue or a money issue to me. I'm sorry, but that's really what it's. I can't see any other reason for it. The hospital doesn't want to keep. I mean, and I don't know. Maybe they have health insurance for all I know. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's something very odd in the whole picture here as to why this hospital would not allow this girl to remain on life support, which is at her parents' wishes. And I would bet to say they're probably because I'm sure they believe in the sanctity of life as Christians, just like we do. And, they should just be given their time, Yeah. So, I don't know. But anyway, so, coming up, we've got more of a great show. We're going to talk about malware attacks, Target, Snapchat, and Yahoo. All victims this morning of malware problems. In fact,
I confess, I did it.
Oh, really, Marge? Now, since when did you get involved in malware attacks? Do you even know what a malware is?
When I met Steve Jobs.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Just recently when he passed away? Hey, I got his airplane. Okay, Sneed. So, Marge, did your credit card did anything happen to you? I mean, are you still able to get your cigarettes, your Virginia Slims, and your Scotch?
I don't have a credit card.
Yeah, that would be kind of creepy.
Since I've been dead, it's been real easy to shoplift.
You shoplift? Marge shot. Really? Who would have thought that, right? Who's going to win today, Marge? Between the Bengals and the Chargers. Who day? You still love the Bengals. And who's going to win the World Series this year?
The Redlegs.
The Redlegs. You still call them the Redlegs?
Sometimes.
Oh, Marge, you're cracking me up today. So we're going to talk about malware attacks, Target, Snapchat, Yahoo, all compromised today. Maybe time to run a computer scan. If you have a antivirus service, you may want to run that ASAP. We'll talk about it more here in just a moment. It is the Saturday night house party, or did I say Saturday night house party? I'm still on last night. It is. I do this every show. Soapbox Talk on My City Info 104. Jeez, can a man get a break?
WGMV Cincinnati, a Gizmo media station. We've been planning, and you've been waiting. It's time for a brand new radio station custom designed with two in mind. Finally, a radio station she and he can agree on. True music variety that sounds just like this.
Only wanna be with you. Tonight, we are young. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move ain't fair, you know.
Finally, the wait is over. This is the new River 103. True music variety of soft rock and roll favorites both of you can agree on. Turn it up. This is the new River 103.
We're the station playing everything that makes you move. From yesterday's throwback to today's jam. This is the all-new Jams 102 WBLZ.
Yeah. Welcome to the fresh new sound of today's Buzz Country.
Jason Aldean.
Come on, baby, let's go listen to the night.
Eric Church.
All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
Jay Cohen.
She was the one that got away.
This is the next generation of today's Buzz Country. Covering topics of the day, from politics to pop culture, this is Soapbox Talk on Channel 104.
And we are back. It is Soapbox Talk. I am Uncle Rich along with Taylor. It is Sunday, Who Day. All excited about the game today. Caden just almost completely wiped out the station console, but it's all good. Anyway, Taylor is with me. We had Robin. We lost her. We'll try to get her back up here maybe, hopefully in time for the show tomorrow. So Taylor, I go the other day to take some money out of the bank, and my bank has decided to, because I had shopped at Target during a 2-week period or 3-week period where these credit card numbers were stolen, my bank put a bunch of restrictions on my card, and man, what a pain in the butt. I mean, Chase is I've been with Chase for years, Chase Bank, and I cannot imagine why they would do that, but they would only allow you to charge up to, I think you could take out $300. I think it was a $400 total limit, and they said it was to protect those who were affected by the whole Target thing. But I kind of have some doubts about it. I'm sure it played into it, but just think of all that little extra interest that they got to gain, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money when every person with a Chase bank card is shopped at one of their stores, and then, you know, they put a hold on, freeze on all that money and only let people have a certain amount out, then, you know, that's pretty sad. Somebody described it as Chase Bank is the Scrooge that stole Christmas because of this whole, yeah. But I'm just wondering how this whole Target thing, I'm wondering how this happened, because,
My guess is some computer geek decided to hack the system.
Yeah, but how would they get all the credit card numbers and the PINs? I think it might be.
I don't know.
I'm kind of wondering if it's not an inside job, and I know I've heard other people speculate on that too. Like, the only way that a person could get all that information is if they were working, you know, in-house at Target, and Target has taken a major hit over it. I mean, I know a lot of people that like Target, and they go there, but now they just want to pay with cash. They don't even want to use their card. They don't want to go through the possibility of, you know, and over a period of time, that can have a serious effect on, you know. So, you know, I had a class action lawsuit filed already. So that's just one of the most recent problems when it comes to, you know, it kind of ticked me off a little bit. But then yesterday, or day before yesterday, I don't use this app, but I know your brothers and sisters, and maybe you do, use Snapchat.
I used to, but it got boring after a while.
Yeah, Snapchat. It's like this thing where you take a picture and then the picture goes away forever for you can't retrieve it, but it's up for like 10 seconds. So they got any person.
Yeah.
There were like 4.8 million people.
Great way for Anthony Weiner to tease a woman.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can't do it anymore. Darn. I saw he's getting a talk show, by the way.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. He's getting
What's in my wiener?
Oh my goodness, Taylor. Yeah, but he is going to be doing, and I think I heard also he was going to be joining CNN as an analyst. But,
oh gosh.
Yeah. So
CNN After Dark. I can't wait.
Yeah. And then there's Snapchat again, 4.6 million, 4.8 million, something like that. They got the usernames, they got the passwords, email, anything and everything associated with the account. And then today, this panics me a little bit because I have a Yahoo account. I haven't really used it in a long time, but I do have an old Yahoo account, and I can tell you that that has now also been attacked. So I'm running a quick scan as soon as I can on my computer just to make sure that it's okay. I ran one last night and it was all right, but when I get off the air here in a few minutes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So see if that's working all right. And so earlier this year last year there was some sort of virus that the government had come up with their own built-in program that would wipe that. I'm just wondering if maybe it's somehow related to that. I don't know. Whoever it was, though, was pretty brilliant because the way they got another reason why they think it's an inside job is when they would scan their car or would scan their card when they'd run it through the machine. You know, there are these devices that record this information. And did it happen that way? Did he have it on? It happened in many Target stores. So unless there was some sort of conspiracy, probably didn't happen. But nonetheless, it's a pain in the butt when you can't. You're very limited to what you can do, with your own money because of something like that. So, but there's a class action lawsuit out against them now, and at Target and everything. They'll probably settle for everybody gets a bag of popcorn or something. You know how they come up with these.
Or everybody gets a 25-cent gift card.
Or something like that. Yeah. I actually Facebook was involved in a lawsuit, and I didn't even join the civil action. And I got this letter one night and it said you'll have money coming to you, blah, 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 blah. So I wanted to find out if it was legitimate. I went online and I looked, and sure enough, it was definitely legitimate. So, I mean, but the price was like $1.10. Mm-hmm. I'm like, whoa, send me the check right now. I need it. No. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Just the things people try to do. So if I were everybody out there, I would be checking malware to make sure that you don't have anything unsafe on there, and make sure you watch your Target, Snapchat, and Yahoo accounts. You may want to just go in automatically and change the. You may want to change your password. That's my Twitter account has been hacked several times. And that's what I've had to do. And I think my Facebook account was once hacked like that too. So just got to be careful. And you know what? Here's the bad thing about me. I don't know about you, Taylor. When I come up with a password, I kind of add it to this whole long list of passwords. And then I forget what password that I used on the, because I've tried to change them all the time. Because you don't want people getting into your account.
I like our password now.
You want my password?
No, I like our password now.
Oh, I do too. I was in a bad mood that day. That's why that's why I put that there. But yep. So we use actually though with a couple of the other programs we use. It's not a good idea to keep the same password on. In other words, on every single thing, and I tend to do that, so that's not a good thing. In the past, I've tended to do that, but now I have this big long list, and it's just kind of freaking me out. Hey, guess who's running for mayor and whose approval ratings are higher than President Obama's?
Mine.
Marge, is that you?
Yes.
It is. You're not running for mayor. You're dead. And your approval rating is higher than President Obama's. That's very likely so.
I'm running for mayor of heaven.
You're running for mayor of heaven. Good luck with that one. But there's only one problem with that, Marge. You got to stop bugging us and get into heaven. Right? Not going to happen, is it?
I don't know.
Anyway, Rob Ford, his approval ratings are higher than Obama's or, of course, anybody in Congress. That's recently been at a all-time low. And we're going to tackle the Phil Robertson thing again. He said something interesting, or something was found earlier that he had mentioned. I guess
I want to marry him.
You're crazy. You're just crazy. And so we're going to talk about that and a little more hypocrisy from Sarah Palin in regards to some comments made again on MSNBC. We'll talk about that too.
Joe's girlfriend.
I hate that. But hey, be nice. I was able to click the mic just in time. That almost went over the air. Anyway, so we will be right back with some final thoughts. It is the Soapbox Talk Show on My City Info Channel 104. Stay close. Hooday.
Gizmo Media Station. We've been planning, and you've been waiting. It's time for a brand new radio station custom designed with two in mind. Finally, a radio station she and he can agree on. True music variety that sounds just like this.
Only wanna be with you. Tonight, we are young. Hey, soul sister, ain't that Mr. on the radio? Stereo, the way you move ain't fair, you know.
Finally, the wait is over. This is the new River 103. True music variety of soft rock and roll favorites both of you can agree on. Turn it up. This is the new River 103.
We're the station playing everything that makes you move.
From yesterday's throwback to today's jam. This is the all-new Jams 102 WBLZ. Yeah. Welcome to the fresh new sound of today's Buzz Country.
Jason Aldean,
Come on, baby, let's go listen to the night.
Eric Church,
All you gotta do is put a drink in my hand.
Jay Goen,
She was the one that got away.
This is the next generation of today's Buzz Country. Covering topics of the day, from politics to pop culture, this is Soapbox Talk on Channel 104.
Hello, welcome back to the show. It's Uncle Rich and Taylor. It is Soapbox Talk on My City Info Channel 104. And, well, Rob Ford's up to it again. A few days ago, I don't know how long it's been out there, but a few days ago, I guess they had something going on, Taylor, in their city council chambers, and he was actually dancing.
To Rob Ford.
Yeah, Rob Ford was dancing, and he was doing it with glee. You know why?
Because he has enough to eat at home.
Hold on. Well, yes, because he has enough to eat at home, but also because guess who's running for mayor of Toronto again?
Rob Ford.
Guess who leads in the polls?
Rob Ford.
Yep. Now, I don't know what's going on up there in Toronto. There must be something in the water, or I mean, even Marion Barry, when he smoked crack when he was the mayor of Washington D.C., he came back. I think he got in trouble again for it eventually, but he did come back. But this guy is, I don't get it. We need to get somebody on Toronto. We need to get a person to call in from Toronto and get some feedback on why this guy is so wildly popular. One, he's very conservative, which there's nothing wrong with that, if that's what he chooses to be. But he's...
You know, I'm trying to figure out, maybe Obama's approval rating would be higher if he smoked crack.
Yeah, and danced around and knocked old ladies over and insulted the media and, started trouble with the media. I'm just wondering. Because this guy, But anyway, so I just don't know how people can call a man who smokes crack really conservative. That doesn't espouse...
Because he's the next Chris Farley.
Yes, and he lives in a van down by the river, correct?
Yeah, and he needs to go into acting.
He needs to go into something, but He's been on this talk station in Washington. It's actually a sports station in Washington, D.C. Apparently once a week now they're having him in to talk about sports. And they never get to the sports topic because they have to ask him about all the crazy stuff he did the week before. So, it's just crazy. But
and he acts like, and he doesn't want people to talk about it, but it's kind of his fault.
Yeah, look, if you're in the public eye, you have to be prepared for things like that happening. Mm-hmm. Or, don't be in the public's eye, in my opinion. It's kind of like these teen stars who start complaining about the paparazzi, and you're like, wait a second.
And they start twerking on the Video Music Awards.
Yeah, and got big giant cats behind them. So, very interesting about Rob Ford. But his approval ratings, too, are up higher than what they were the last time he ran. And he leads in the polls from what I'm reading right here, that... but I don't know what it is in Toronto. But what is it about this man? One, that doesn't scream crazy, and two, who would be crazy enough to vote for him? What is so great about Rob Ford? I mean, he needs help. He literally needs help, and people aren't just going to vote.
He needs a good kick in the ass is what he needs.
Yeah, he needs something. And then one final.
He needs to stop walking on ladies and knocking into ladies and running into cameras.
And dancing and looking like a fool and all that stuff. But also want to talk about Phil Robertson. The other day, I went to some friend's house for New Year's Eve, and one of my gay friends came up and was talking to me because she, I'm not going to tell who that person is, he or she came up and talked to me and said, you might want to back off Phil Robertson for a minute. And I was like, what? And he said, well, he's from the South. He was raised in that kind of culture. That's what he believes. And if that's what he believes, then just leave it alone. You don't have to worry about it. And so I was kind of stunned by that response, But it made me realize maybe I was... But now, here comes more. Because you can never, ever make a statement like that and then wonder what's going to come up next. And what I think is really, really weird about this whole Phil Robertson thing, again, is that he specifically mentioned a lot of other people besides people in the gay community. He also talked about people who were drunkards, people who were cheaters, people who were black. And nobody made that big of a deal out of it,
and he said that black people were happy.
They made it, I know, working in the fields happy. They were only happy because they were forced to be happy, right? Seriously, like...
But now something has come where he's talking about how, the women need to stay in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And how men need to marry underage girls. Yeah, and they need to go out and pick ducks or something.
Yeah, he said a good man will meet a 14 or 15-year-old girl and he should marry her at that age. And said it in a church sermon. And now it's floating around out there. But I don't understand why we're not really hearing that much about it. I've seen a few splashes about it. But seriously, usually when somebody makes a comment like he made a couple weeks ago, it's a red flag. He's kind of like Rob Ford. Once something happens, they just keep adding to the fire, and everybody thinks it's not an attack on him, on my part. What it is, all I was trying to let people know is, one, there's no room for hatred.
It's more like an attack on his stupidity.
Well, yeah, but people are trying to make it about other issues, like Martin. We talked about the whole Sarah Palin, Martin Bashir thing a few weeks ago. Remember that, where she wanted Martin Bashir fired? But she didn't even read the article, but for some reason wanted this guy reinstated. And now there's another lady that I can't think of her name. Harris Perry is her last. Anyway, her mother was a Mormon, actually, Caucasian, and her dad was an African American. And she made a quote about Mitt Romney having adopted, which was completely and utterly unacceptable on her part. But she made a comment, and so now Sarah Palin wants her fired, just like she wanted Martin Bashir fired a few weeks ago. But you notice when Alec Baldwin didn't make any negative, when he made anti-gay comments, you never heard from anybody on the religious right. So I'm just, not to bash up on the religious right. Look, Phil Robertson is entitled to his beliefs. I truly believe that. My point was more or less, because everybody kept screaming First Amendment. This was not about the First. This has never been about a First Amendment. You can sit there and tell me that, and you're just wrong. This is about putting your own personal agenda out there and getting as much publicity for it as you possibly can. That's really what it is. You know, it's kind of like the whole Chick-fil-A thing. Well, the guy has a right to say what he wants. Yeah, well, he does have a right to say that, but you also have a choice whether or not you want to eat in his restaurant. You have a choice whether or not you're going to, you know what I mean? And so the whole thing has just been crazy. But that's sick. I mean, and people are going to keep watching this guy. Something else will happen. I predict something else will happen. And I was shocked when they reinstated him. I really was. And, of course, now A&E says...
I wasn't.
You weren't. Now A&E says they're going to start running... hate, public service announcements against hate, or also have them about equality and things like that while the show is going on. So this ought to be really interesting. So, the guy I wonder how much he made off of Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, but anyway, that's anything else to add to that take? Because it's the show where at the end. Hooday! Let's go, Bengals. We will see you all next Sunday on Soapbox Talk. We'll be on our various stations throughout the week. Stay close and have a great day. Hooday! Bye-bye, everyone.